That's a tough one.
I thought to be a man, it means to be the head of the household.
Sports.
Riding motorcycles.
Fix cars.
Tied up skates.
Walk on the street side of a lady.
Being a man is that you liked, like the colors blue and green.
He-Man and G.I. Joe.
I thought it meant to be Chuck Norris, because that dude could beat up a lot of people.
Martial arts movies.
With Ricard, with John.
Don't cry, get back up if you get hurt.
Never to show fear.
To be a man meant to be tough.
You play hockey and you get a ball to the face and you just gotta sort of shake it off and keep on playing, or else you're a pussy.
Strong and a source of support for those who need it.
Being the rock for your family.
There was always this idea of this gentleman in a suit wearing some form of a hat walking downtown from meeting to meeting.
I thought it meant being like my dad.
I think a lot of my perspectives on masculinity was shaped by the values that my father has.
My dad was a carpenter, so it had a lot to do with like building things, swearing on the job site. I don't know, I had a filthy mouth when I was a kid.
When you're growing up, I mean, we're limited in our male role models.
I grew up in a home where there was domestic abuse and my father was physically abusive.
The only male role model I really did have was my grandfather. But it was about no matter what happened the night before, no matter what kind of situation there was, you got up for work in the morning.
I'm full Native as well, and I'm gay. And my father knew, and my grandmother knew, all my family knew. And regardless of that, I was always taught respect of others and respect of the land.
Growing up in Africa, it was there was this saying of, the man of the house.
I grew up in a very traditional kind of 1950s vintage nuclear family.
So now when I leave my house, I tell my 2-year-old son that he's in charge.
Dad worked, mom stayed at home. And that was what I would have thought a man did. I mean, a man went to work, a man brought home money.
I don't know that there was a good sense of, a man is so distinct from a woman.
Both of my parents worked. My mother was a nurse, my father was a steel worker, and they're both shift workers.
My father is quite old. He was born in 1934, but he's a very kind, not toxic man.
The roles were not what you'd call, stereotypical 60s roles where the mother was staying at home.
Manliness was very tied to traditional gentlemanliness, and not in a weird milady chivalry way, and more in an actual genuine respect.
I don't know, my dad's not very manly either. He likes Rod Stewart, so.
My views have changed on that a lot.
No, not really.
Sort of, I guess. I don't know how to answer that.
Have I taught you anything about being a man?
Not really.
Oh, it's total bullshit.
A lot of the ideals surrounding manliness are just toxic.
Nobody ever teaches us that the way that men are supposed to show emotions is empathy and kindness and treating humans as if we're not the center of the world.
Which is to say, is just to be a decent human being.
Here in 2018, the formula for being a man is still to prove that you're not a woman.
There's no starter guide for being a dude.
A good man should be someone who is there, who is using whatever strength they have for positive impact on the world, particularly for those who need support.
Being a man is being a father as well.
I'm not sure I was a man before I was a dad.
Being nurturing, being supportive of your community.
From that moment forward, every decision I made, big or small, there was someone counting on them.
To be a man is not to just be strong, it also means to be vulnerable at the right moments.
That binary idea of that men are this and women are this, and that there's only two things, and it's very constricting ideas.
There is no idea of what a man is, because gender is a construct.
As I got older, I've put more and more makeup on my face and listened to worse and worse pop music, only to realize that manliness is only an expression to oneself.